know anyone who puts loyalty as their priority, who likes safety, security, but can be a little bit paranoid. This could be an Enneagram number 6 that you're dealing with. So they are very delightful individuals to have if you are wanting that super structure. They are quite often in the big corporate environments, larger institutions, where there is a reliable, consistent level of consistency and stability and routine. You know, they like the, you know, step 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's overlap a bit with the 5s. You know, they like to know what's coming. They don't like to be surprised. I know someone who's got a very strong 6 and, you know, doesn't like surprise parties. Don't do birthday surprise party because he just doesn't want, he wants to know. He wants to know in advance and who's coming and how many, and, you know, this just don't do that upheaval. You know, I have to prepare. I have to think about these things. So again, there are processes as well. They're often found in the corporate environments because of that structure, and quite often I think they go for that larger kind of concept, simply because there's more of, whether it's right or wrong, more stability in that, because it would take a lot more to take out a giant, you know, corporate than say a small business, for example. So you know, and they quite often, if they don't have that kind of structure in their life, they are the ones that will quite often, you know, join you know, gangs or large movements, because, you know, if they can't find it in a healthy way, then they will go and seek it in an unhealthy way, because they do need that almost like herd kind of stability with them as well. So I quite often find that they are people orientated normally, or they have got a strong, even if they are and I will discuss this further down the line, thing orientated, where even though they are addressing a project or whatever, they work better because in a team rather than just by themselves. So the downside though of the 6 is their level of paranoia as they move up in the Richter scale. So for example, and I'm not putting everybody into, you know, that has conspiracy theory, but they can get so paranoid. They, you know, where everybody else is going, oh, whatever, they can go, well, did you see that? And, you know, and they can misinterpret a whole lot of things because their mind just runs away with whatever this tiny little notion that's taken off, and that must be a big signal that something bigger and worse is going to be happening. So they can have a propensity for that overthinking, overanalyzing, and then as a result get quite anxious and can squirrel. You know, they start hoarding, or they start you know, getting together in groups and you know, and working on that together. Now, sometimes, I'm not saying that, I think that there is in the world, dare I say, some level of paranoia is healthy, so that we do question stuff, but it's just the degree to which, as always, you know, it's like everything in life, just, you know, some level of balance is required. So we want to have it where, again, it's like tapering that level of paranoia, you know, reaffirming these things, like, you know, reaffirm that things are safer and more secure on a regular basis if they're feeling insecure. So for example, if you're in a corporate environment and you know there's going to be a big restructure, you want to be talking to those guys and just letting them know that there's not going to be huge massive changes, that they are safe, they're secure, if that's the case. Of course, don't lie, but, you know, like, so that there's reassurances given, because they will need it more than others. There's other types that are in the Enneagram who could care less. In fact, they thrive off the change. So, you know, you just have to know what it is or who it is that you're actually dealing with in your team, or if you're in a crowd that, you know something major is going to be happening in your neighborhood, you might deal with them differently, obviously, than you would with someone who's like, change, woohoo, this sounds fantastic, we're going to great big mall here, you know, and they don't even think about all the downsides of it, which is where the 6 is useful, because they'll say, well, have you thought about the traffic, and what kind of impact is that going to have on the environment, etc. So that gives you some sort of idea. So the 6s, the animal that goes with that is the meerkat. If you think about the cute little meerkats who stand on their back legs and they check things out before they go out there and make sure that everything's okay. And if it's not, it's pull back, let's go back into our little hole, keeping the tribe safe, checking everything's okay. So hopefully you found that useful. Excuse me. If you did, please can you like, share, even subscribe. This is a journey, bite-sized chunks, new path, new you, new happier you, new freer you, and one that we can all walk together. So if you're open to joining the tribe, fantastic. If you're not ready, if you're a 5 or a 6, you might need a bit more convincing. I get it. Anyway, have a delightful day. Namaste.